Welcome to another episode of New Jersey Mat Chat. I'm Pete, and this is Doug, and today we got a special guest, our youngest guest ever, Brayden DeJesus, who just brought some hardware home from the Pan Ams. Doug, tell us a little about this hammer.
Yeah, our youngest guest on Mat Chat so far, 13 years old, Brayden DeJesus from Howell, New Jersey, just went to Guatemala, brought back some hardware from the Pan Am Games. He's here to talk about it. Bright future. This kid is so zeroed in. It's insane. I really had a great time talking with my little man.
Yeah, man, way ahead of his years. So without further ado, New Jersey!
You know, let's start talking about the kids who aren't ever talked about.
Exactly. Welcome to Jersey Mat Chat. Today we got a special guest right from the hometown in Howell.
That's it.
Brayden DeJesus. Doug, tell us a little about this little hammer.
Brayden DeJesus, he's just a stud. He's a stud. 13 years old, right? Mm-hmm. 13 years old, current 8th grader, from Howell, New Jersey. Just went down to Guatemala, took home some hardware from the Pan Ams. We're going to get into a lot of things with it, Brayden. Brayden, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're absolutely welcome, man. So let's start off simple stuff, right? We know you just got home from Guatemala, what, 2 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
2 days ago. Explain to me, how did you qualify for that?
Well, I went down to Puerto Rico, and I had to compete in like a trial tournament, kind of.
Okay.
So kind of like a qualifier for states or something like that.
Okay.
And I had to take like top 3 to go down to Pan Ams.
What did you take?
I took 2nd.
Okay. Now, so from that was an automatic qualify. Now, was that to be on Team Puerto Rico?
Oh yeah, I was go to Pan Ams.
Gotcha. Okay. So when you got to Guatemala, how long were you there before wrestling began?
Like 2 days before Greco started. Greco started on Thursday.
You did Greco?
Yeah, I did Greco and freestyle.
What do you like? What do you like more?
Probably freestyle.
Okay. What did you think of Guatemala when you got there?
It was a lot different from the United States. You know, the smell, the elevation.
What's it smell like?
A lot of gas. You know, there's a bunch of motorcycles and
Okay.
smell. That's
funny, gas. How's the grub? How's the food?
It's all right.
All right. What's the one thing, food-wise, what's the one thing that you'll remember about Guatemala, food-wise?
I mean, probably like the desserts.
Okay.
They're really good.
Like ice cream and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was
all right.
different types of ice cream, cakes.
Okay, so when you got done wrestling, did you come right home?
Oh, no, I stayed for one more day.
One more day. Now I'm not sure my geography, but is that on the coastline? Is that on the beach? Is Guatemala? I don't even know.
Not really. Like where we were like in Guatemala City, so it was kind of far away from the beach.
Okay. Now I know it's in San Antonio. I'm trying to, honestly, I'm drawing a blank. I have an idea. I think it's near El Salvador.
It's bordered from El Salvador and Mexico.
Okay, so
correct.
Okay,
yes.
Cool.
It's like on the way down through Mexico into South America. Yeah.
So you were, what, 38 kilograms?
41.
41 kilograms. And that equates, tell the people that don't know, what is that in pounds?
Like 90.3 pounds.
90.3 pounds. Wow. Okay, so Greco was first.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel, how well did you wrestle in Greco?
I felt I did good. You know, it's like a lot different than like regular wrestling, international.
Great.
It's much harder.
Yeah.
Was this your first international competition?
Yeah.
And what was the biggest difference?
I would say like how they wrestle, like the style, like they like the upper body a lot. These countries, like they're not used to they're all like Greco kids.
Yeah.
Like that's how they train.
Was it harder to prepare for those opponents because you didn't really get to scout them and know them?
Kind of, yeah. But like once I got there, I got used to them, and like for the next style, like I got to feel them out and stuff.
Nice.
So you wrestled the same kids in Greco and free?
Yeah, some countries pulled out of freestyle though because it's like only Greco, but I wrestled probably the same kids.
Okay, so again, you placed in both Greco and free?
Yes, third place.
Okay, third in both.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
What do you think you're better at?
Probably freestyle.
Yeah, I know freestyle is harder, but you also think you're better in freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and where do you go for your freestyle training?
I go to my club a lot. They have a great freestyle program. Some good coaches there, and I also go to Pennsylvania to Tiger.
Okay.
But he's like more of a Greco guy. Mm-hmm. So that's where I train my Greco.
Yeah, he's from Egypt.
For those that don't know, what is your club?
Triumph.
Okay. Triumph. Yeah, it is a good room.
Yeah.
It's a good room, no doubt about it. So, what's harder, folk style or freestyle?
Freestyle. I feel like freestyle, you use more stamina. Okay. Like, you're not just, like, riding a guy out. you're constantly moving and pushing the pace, and it's more risk of injuries, like if you get thrown in a wrong way or like anything like that.
So you were classified as 15U. Mm-hmm. So you have another 2 years in this weight?
Yeah.
In this age, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go back in the same age bracket for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to go back. You're gonna,
and took third already.
You're going to kick some ass, man. You're gonna kick some ass. There's no doubt about that.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it is. So how was the weight cut? Did you have to cut any weight?
The highest I got was like 3 pounds over.
It's okay. It's
but
good.
like I've been doing like 2 practices a day, and when I got down there, Puerto Rico, like we went to practice in the sauna and we did it again. So I lost like 3 pounds of practice. So I was fine. I was like a pound under.
So you went from here to Puerto Rico and then from Puerto Rico to Guatemala?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And coming home, you just went from Guatemala to home?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
One of the things we talked about with Tanner was how hard was it to stay on diet and stuff like that while you're in another country?
It wasn't too hard because I do champion athletes. It's like a nutrition program. Mm-hmm. My nutritionist name is Dan. He's a really good guy. He's been helping me out and telling me what to eat and stay hydrated.
Yeah, Dan
and stuff.
Wernickoff.
Yeah.
My son uses him too. Yeah. Yeah. So what was the first thing you ate after you weighed in? Was it the same day weigh-ins?
It was same day weigh-ins.
Same day. So you weighed in. How long of a gap was it from weigh-in to competition?
3 hours.
3 hours.
Probably.
Okay.
Like 7 o'clock, and then it started at 10.
Okay. So and then how many days in between Greco and Freestyle was the weight?
Just one day.
1 day. So the very next day, you had to make 90.3 again?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's good practice for high school states because that's back to back to back weigh-ins. Yeah. So that's good. That's good. What do you So what do you do in terms of like weightlifting, weight training, things like that?
I'm not really big into weightlifting right now, but I do a lot of weight training and stuff, like presses and stuff.
At home?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a gym in my basement.
Okay. Does your dad help you out with that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you take us through like a typical week, like your practice schedule? What's that like?
When I'm going for competition, like 7 days a week probably, and Monday I go to my club Freestyle. Tuesday I do 2 practices at my club, and then the rest of the days, Wednesday practice again at Elite with Sebastian Rivera.
Mm-hmm. Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Thursday back to my club. And then Friday, I run like a 3-hour practice in my basement. My dad runs it.
You have a mat? You're a mat in your basement?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Now, see, I don't know if you know or care, but my wife is 100% Puerto Rican.
Really?
Yeah, and so that makes my son half Puerto Rican. So I'm down with Puerto Rico. I'm down with Team Puerto Rico 100%, man. Now, explain to me, because I like to learn too. You're eligible to wrestle for Team Puerto Rico because of what? Do you understand why you're?
Yeah.
Explain to me.
Because my dad's side of the family is Puerto Rican.
Okay.
And so to get on the team, you need my grandma and grandpa's birth certificate, and then his, and then mine, to show that I'm a percentage of Puerto Rican.
Gotcha. So, and you went down there, and that's basically an open tryout or an open qualifier. So, in order to make Team Puerto Rico, if I'm using the wrong terminology, correct me. But in order to make Team Puerto Rico, that's just open for anyone who wants to go enter.
Yeah, you just have to be Puerto Rican.
Okay, interesting. Now, how big of a bracket did you have to qualify for that?
Not much. The most, probably like 4 kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They weren't touching you.
Mm-hmm.
So have you do you stay in contact with the kids down there who you train with and compete with?
Yeah.
You hit each other up on?
Yeah, we have a group chat.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Do you speak Spanish?
Not really.
No. Okay. Does your dad speak Spanish? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So do you know all the bad words in Spanish?
Some of them.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. So off the mat, what is? I'm assuming you're popular in school, right?
Nah.
Come on. You get off the plane from Guatemala. You got some hardware. You got some medals around your neck. You're state champ in wrestling, and you're not popular. Come on, man. Come on. I don't believe you for a second.
That's South, right?
I bet you the principal called you into his office today and congratulated you.
No.
That didn't happen.
No, he does congratulate me though.
He did not congratulate you today?
Not today.
Give me his name.
Dr. Henning.
Henning? I'm going to write this down. Dr. Henning's getting a call from Doug Johnston tomorrow. Dr. Henning, be better. All right, it's all good then. No, I'm only joking. So you're not popular in school. So you just sit in the back of the classroom, you get good grades, and you just go home?
Nah, I mean, I have a lot of friends, They all congratulate me. They've been good to me.
That's good.
I got good grades. I have straight A's right now. But I just got to make up a lot of work because I just came back.
I'm sure. You're at what? Howell South?
Yeah, Howell South.
Howell South, yeah. You like it over there? Is it cool?
Yeah, it's nice.
So, in terms of high school, now next year, I'm assuming you're going to repeat.
Yeah.
Okay. And your plans are what?
Well, I'm looking to go to Roofless, but I'm gonna keep my options open. Like the homeschool program there, they have a great program, great coaches. But after that year, I'm looking forward to go to Howell.
Oh, now say that again, but say it a little louder.
I'm looking forward to go to Howell.
Howell.
That's my boy.
That's right, brother.
Right. That's it. Because Howell is going to be strong. You're going to be strong. Well, that's awesome. So now explain to me, how does this Ruthless homeschool program work? That intrigues me.
I think it's 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, which is nice because the Thursday and Friday I can go to my club.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's weightlifting, and then schoolwork, and then like 2 practices or a couple of practices in there. But it's like most of the day.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you actually do academic things in there and wrestle. Mm-hmm. Now, who runs that?
Nikki Ramos.
Oh, Nikki Ramos. Oh, okay. Now, what city is? Do you know what city? Where is Rico?
It's by Fairfield.
Fairfield.
Okay, interesting. That's awesome. I think didn't Scorpions originate that? I think they had one of those schools. I think they were the originators of that. So basically, you don't go to school, you go to their school.
Right.
And that's some badass stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool that someone invented that concept.
It's nice to be able to take that break, right?
Yeah,
Reset.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's face it,
grow a little.
We can sit here and kid each other, but I shouldn't say any. Most elite wrestlers hold back to get mature physically. He's a little guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a father of a little guy, and sometimes you need that year. And that year is critical. As talented and as advanced as he is, imagine wrestling at 106 pounds, weighing 98 pounds.
Yeah, no.
It's just, I don't want to say it's not fair, because nothing in life is fair, but holding back is no more of an advantage than having endless amounts of money and paying for the best coaches, flying to the best tournaments, hiring the best nutritionists. So it's not any more of an advantage than that. So for anyone who thinks, I did the same thing with my son, and most parents do. It's good for you. I'm glad you're doing that. That's something to be proud of. Never be ashamed of that. So you were once a multi-sport kid, right?
Yeah, I played lacrosse and football, but I gave that up to focus on wrestling and to, accomplish more things in wrestling.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say you were a quarterback.
No. I'll play corner.
That's what I said.
Oh, corner? I thought you said quarterback.
No, I did say quarter, but as long as you think I said corner, I mean, I can. At least I sounded like I said the right thing. Quarterbacks, you got wheels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice. So So wrestling is just, you knew that wrestling was your calling.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Now, so you have another full year before you enter high school.
Yep.
What do you see? How do you think high school is going to be for you, from a wrestling standpoint?
I'm looking forward to making the high school states and win. Mm-hmm. But my main focus is to win worlds.
Okay.
When I get to high school, like U17.
Okay.
And just make the team and win worlds, and then next step after that, probably going to Olympics.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it. I love the ambition. You are
that.
so zeroed in for a 13-year-old kid. That is nuts.
Yeah.
Impressive. That is crazy. I'm 13 and this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing. I love it. I envy that. That's a credit to your parents, man. Your coaches, your mentors. That's great. But you understand. I mean, no one's going to ever force you to wrestle high school, but you do have to take care of high school wrestling first. So what do you anticipate? Have you ever been on the floor of Atlantic City? Have you ever snuck down there and got a taste of it?
I've been down there. I've never been on the floor though.
Okay. All right, we got to get you on the floor.
Oh yeah.
We got to pull some strings, get him on the floor.
Yeah.
Make you a runner or something. You know what I mean? Because I think that's a cool little experience for these up and comers. Because I tell you what, I've heard stories. The first time you go down to that floor in Atlantic City, you could be 35-0 as a freshman. You go down there, it hits you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you've been in big events, and I know most of those kids have been in big events a lot of their lives, but it's that, wow, I'm here.
Special place.
I mean? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what current New Jersey wrestlers, high school wrestlers, do you find yourself trying to mimic or watch or study or just root for?
there's a lot of good wrestlers out there, like Anthony Knox and stuff. But from my hometown, Howell, probably Tanner Hodgins.
Okay.
You know, I relate to him the most because he's on Team USA.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, just another guy, international wrestling.
He's a big guy. Do you find yourself learning from him even though he's a big guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, give me something that Tanner has done that made you say, oh, I'm going to work on this, or I'm going to try this.
It's probably his style of wrestling. He has a really good style.
Yeah. It's very aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's relentless. Yeah, it's good.
How would you describe your style of wrestling?
Pretty good. I like to stay aggressive too. Yeah, I'm just like to run back to the mat.
So what you're telling me is Hal could have 2 world team members on this one high school team. That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair. No, it's very fair, but it's not fair. But we'll just hang out in the B division. You know, that's all. It's all good.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's all good. You know, we'll be in the B. So what else, man? I mean, you know, you have, so your goal in high school is to be a state champion. You know, we've made that pretty clear. Do you envision yourself now? This is going to be, you know, this is what's great about this podcast, Brayden, is because once this is on YouTube, it's on forever. So one day you could be 45 years old, and you can look back on how you thought as a 13-year-old. So you're our first middle school wrestler we've had on here.
The youngest to ever do.
The youngest. You're the trailblazer for that.
That's
so
right.
My question to you is, you're 13 now. In 10 whole years, you're only going to be 23 and you're going to still be in college. So what do you think you're going to be doing in 20 years when you're 33 years old? Do you think you're going to be involved in wrestling?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. You're absolutely confident with that.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, do you see yourself competing at 33 or coaching at 33?
Probably competing.
Okay. Make me a promise, though. If I'm still around it when you're 33 years old, and if Matt Chat's still going, can you take this podcast over for us?
100%.
Can you just take it over and say, yo, I'm going to hold this fort down and I'm going to bring in guys and we're going to continue on?
Yeah.
You're going to promise me that? I'm going to hold you to that. You got 20 years of freedom. After that, you're confined to this table and you're going to be stuck here interviewing other stud wrestlers. Is that good? All right.
Hey, any advice to some younger wrestlers coming up?
Train hard and, you know, dream big. Focus on your goals.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say to that, man?
I don't know.
What do you say to that? I love it. I do.
Hey, when you set your goals, right? Because you've achieved some big ones. I mean, how do you break down how to get there? Do you know what's your plan? Do you put a plan together to achieve them?
Yeah. I mean, I start with the small goals first.
Okay.
You know, like not letting any takedowns up in practice and stuff like that, and then keep like growing and growing and getting to the big goals, and you know, just accomplishing my dreams.
I like that. I like that approach.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's sometimes like you're mature beyond your years, it's scary for the guys that have to shake your hand across that line because you're just going to wreck kids. College-wise, where do you envision yourself? College-wise, do you envision yourself Big Ten, ACC, Ivy? Are you just going to skip college and just start winning Olympic medals? I mean, what are you going to do?
I want to go to Rutgers, Big Ten.
Love it. I'm sure Rutgers will be more than happy to have you.
I'll stay in New Jersey, you know, closer to my family.
Are you a season ticket holder for Rutgers matches?
No, but Jan he gives me a lot of tickets.
Okay.
You know.
I love it. What would do some of your favorite Rutgers wrestlers?
Probably Dylan Shaver, Team Puerto Rico member.
Okay.
And Dean Peterson.
Okay.
John Poznansky.
Okay. Again, remember, we talked about it last time. Like, it's hard to believe that these kids are young as they are. Because, like, when I ask kids these questions, I forget the age gap. So I'm expecting him to say maybe a Nick Siriano or even guys before, but he's so young. He's only 13 years old.
Yeah.
So this is current for him. And it's wild to think that these kids are so young, but so talented, so zeroed in on what they're going to do, so goal-oriented. It's crazy. I am so out of touch with the sport because it's changed so much that these kids are this way at this age. It's mind-boggling, and I find it fascinating. It's crazy. But if everything goes well, Brayden, if you end up going to Howell and fulfilling your whole high school dreams and accomplishing your goals and going to Rutgers and wearing the R and winning Olympic gold medals, man, there's nobody in this world other than maybe your parents that hope you do that more than I do. I know who you are. We're always going to follow you. You're a stud. You're a tremendous talent.
Thank you.
And you have a lot going. You're welcome. You have a lot going for you. The whole point of what we do here is kids like you. We didn't ask you to come on just because you're talented. We asked you to come on because of the kid you are, and we feel that you deserve a platform. We feel that you deserve to sit here and have the opportunity to tell us about who you are and what your dreams are. And a kid like you is a prime example of why you're the perfect guest for what we're doing.
Yeah, like at the Pan Ams before you get on your match. What are you listening to? What's in those headphones?
Actually, I don't really use headphones like before matches. I used to.
He's zoned in, man.
Zoned in.
I just
Nice.
Music's a
lock in.
distraction. He's not listening to music. Nah, I don't know. So, give me your best Puerto Rican food dish. What are you eating?
Rice and beans, some chicken.
Of course. How about plantanos? You like plantanos?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fried. Well, fried plantanos, crispy.
My favorite.
You can't. You don't.
I love plantains. I do. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I call them plantains though because I'm not Puerto Rican, but yeah, they're good though. Yeah.
You don't. Does he know? That's good. So do you have any? Who would you want to thank for getting you to where you are today? Any trainers, any coaches that have helped you? Anything? Here's your opportunity.
First of all, I want to thank God because without him, none of this would be possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank all my coaches out there. And I had a GoFundMe and like a fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to thank everyone who donated and got me where I am, and my family for paying for training and helping me, paying for my trip and stuff.
I love it.
Wise kid.
I can't wait. 2 more years, baby.
Yeah.
We have 2 more years. Can't wait. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Brayden, man. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure, my man. It's been another episode of New Jersey Mat Chat. Attention, wrestling fans, parents, and future state champs. This is your podcast. We're shining a light on the toughest high school New Jersey wrestlers and coaches who are building warriors one takedown at a time. Follow us, like, and subscribe on your favorite platform. Doesn't cost you anything, but it goes a long way to support the show. Don't just watch the journey, be part of it.